In the early 2000s, the US military's most elite fighting force, Special Operations Command, set out on a global search for the rifle of the future. They needed a weapon that was more reliable, more adaptable, and more lethal than their iconic M4 carbine. After a grueling multi-year competition, they found it, a modular multi-caliber weapon from Belgium called the FN SCAR. It was adopted, issued to the Rangers and Navy SEALs on the front lines, and then in a stunning reversal that shocked the firearms world, the primary contract was cancelled. This weapon is a case study in what happens when a technically perfect design collides with the immovable objects of military bureaucracy. It is the story of the rifle that won the competition, won the respect of the soldiers who use it, and then lost the war in the halls of the Pentagon. But how did the rifle, designed to be the future of the American military, become both a special operations legend and a cautionary tale? The SCAR's development is a direct response to the brutal real-world lessons of the 21st century battlefield. In the aftermath of the 9/11 attacks, US Special Operations Forces were deployed to the harsh, unforgiving environments of Afghanistan and Iraq. Their standard-issue M4 carbines, while excellent weapons, were beginning to show the limitations of their 1960s-era direct impeachment gas system. The fine talcum powder-like sand of the desert would get vented hot gas into the bolt carrier group, increasing heat and carbon fouling inside the action, which could exacerbate reliability issues in dusty environments. This demanded a rigorous, almost constant cleaning regimen that was difficult to maintain during high-tempo operations. Furthermore, the M4 platform lacked the rapid barrel change adaptability needed by a force expected to fight across every environment imaginable. In 2003, USOCOM, with its own independent budget and procurement authority, officially launched the SOF Combat Assault Rifle program. The request was for an entirely new family of weapons, a modular system that could be rapidly adapted to any mission. The requirements were extensive. A rifle that could be configured with a short 10-inch barrel for close quarters, a 14-inch barrel for standard use, and an 18-inch barrel for long-range engagements. It needed to be chambered in both the standard 5.56mm NATO and the more powerful 7.62mm NATO, be exceptionally reliable, and have fully ambidextrous controls from the factory. The challenge was taken up by the American division of the legendary Belgian arms manufacturer Evan Herstal, a company with a proven track record of designing iconic military weapons like the FAL and the M249 SAW. FN's engineers set out to build a rifle from the ground up, based entirely on the SOCOM requirements. In 2004, after a rigorous competition against rivals like the Robinson Armament XCR, the FN design was declared the victor. Designated the Mark 16 and Mark 17, the weapon that was supposed to replace an American icon had arrived. The SCAR's design is a direct response to the perceived flaws of the AR-15 platform, a weapon built on three core pillars of modern engineering. The first and most critical innovation is its short-stroke gas piston system. Unlike the M4's direct impeachment system, which blows hot carbon-fouling gas directly into the receiver to cycle the action, the SCAR system uses a piston. Gas from the barrel strikes this piston, which pushes an operating rod rearward to cycle the bolt. This means that hot gas and debris are vented out the front of the rifle, away from the critical moving parts. The result is a weapon that runs significantly cooler and cleaner, drastically improving reliability in harsh conditions. The second innovation is its monolithic upper receiver. The entire top of the rifle, including the handguard, is a single continuous piece of extruded aluminum. This creates a completely rigid, uninterrupted rail for mounting optics, lasers, and other accessories, ensuring they do not lose their zero. It also allows for a true, free-floated barrel, a key component of the rifle's accuracy. The third innovation is its true modularity across calibers. With a single tool, the barrel can be swapped in minutes, allowing the rifle to be tailored to different mission profiles. The SCAR L or Light is chambered in 5.56 by 45mm NATO, typically firing a 62-grain projectile. The SCAR H or Heavy is chambered in the more powerful 7.62 by 51mm NATO, firing a 147-grain bullet optimized for longer-range engagements. While the two variants are not directly convertible in the field, they share over 60% parts commonality, a significant logistical advantage for a military force. The rifle is completed by a folding, telescoping stock with an adjustable cheek riser and fully ambidextrous controls. This approach was a complete departure from the fixed barrel, direct impingement world of the M4. It was a weapon designed not for one mission, but for all of them. After winning the SOCOM contract, the SCAR was immediately thrust into the harshest testing grounds on Earth, the battlefields of Iraq and Afghanistan. The new rifle was issued to elite units across the Special Operations community, including the U.S. Army's 75th Ranger Regiment and U.S. Navy SEALs. The feedback from the field was immediate and overwhelmingly positive. In the fine sand of Iraq and the moon dust of Afghanistan, the SCAR's gas piston system proved to be exceptionally reliable. Where the M4 required near constant cleaning to function, the SCAR ran with far less maintenance, a critical advantage in sustained combat operations. Soldiers praised its accuracy, a direct result of its free-floated barrel and monolithic apparel, which kept optics perfectly zeroed even after hard use. They also praised its ergonomics, particularly the adjustable folding stock, which allowed for a custom fit with or without body armor and made the weapon easier to store in vehicles and aircraft. The SCAR H became particularly popular in the mountains and valleys of Afghanistan. Its powerful round had a much longer effective range than the 5.56mm of the M4, and it had the power to punch through the thick mud brick walls of the local Galat structures, a capability that the smaller round lacked. This gave small teams the ability to engage enemy machine gun positions from a distance and to neutralize threats behind cover. High-profile photographs of Rangers and SEALs carrying the distinctive two-tone FDE rifle began to circulate. The weapon earned a reputation as the heir apparent, the definitive M4 killer that soldiers trusted to work when their lives depended on it. It was seen by many within the Special Operations community as the future of the American infantry rifle, a weapon that was widely seen as a potential successor to the M4. The SCAR's primary rival was not a new weapon, it was the very rifle it was designed to replace, the M4 carbine. The M4 was the established incumbent. It was a weapon that had been in service for decades, a direct descendant of the M16 and one refined through countless deployments and real-world combat feedback. It was lighter than the SCAR, faster to bring on target, and its ergonomics had become the standard not just for the US military but for the entire Western world. Its controls were instinctive, familiar to generations of soldiers, and its non-reciprocating charging handle was widely regarded as a safer, more intuitive, and more forgiving design under stress. This created a stark clash of philosophies. The SCAR was a revolutionary design, built from the ground up to be more reliable and more adaptable. By contrast, the M4 was an evolutionary design, a mature system that had been incrementally refined over nearly 40 years. The SCAR's short-stroke gas piston system was objectively more reliable in harsh and dirty conditions, but the M4's direct impingement system was lighter, mechanically simpler, and produced a smoother recoil impulse that aided controllability and rapid follow-up shots, especially in close quarters combat. The greatest hurdle for the SCAR, however, was not technical but institutional. The US military had a massive multi-billion-dollar infrastructure built around the M4, training pipelines, armories, maintenance procedures, and a global supply chain capable of sustaining wars on multiple continents. Armorers knew it, soldiers trusted it, and replacement parts were abundant and interchangeable. The M4 was also significantly cheaper to produce, upgrade and maintain at scale. One side offered a revolutionary leap in reliability and modularity at a high cost. The other offered a good enough solution, lighter, cheaper, deeply familiar, and backed by the full weight of the American military-industrial complex. While its military service was limited to the elite, the SCAR's global reputation was forged in the digital world. Its most iconic moment in popular culture came with the 2009 video game Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. The game featured the SCAR H as one of its most powerful and desirable assault rifles, and its distinctive two-tone flat dark earth color scheme became a visual icon. For millions of gamers, the SCAR was not a new rifle. It was the best rifle in the game. This cemented its image as a high-tech, elite weapon. This myth was amplified in Hollywood. The SCAR appeared in films like Inception and The Dark Knight Rises, almost always in the hands of elite soldiers or highly equipped mercenaries. The rifle's real-world identity is a complex one, best summarized by former Delta Force operator and renowned firearms expert Larry Vickers. He was directly involved in the testing and development of the SCAR, and his position is that the SCAR is probably the best 5.56 combat rifle out there. Its problem is, it's not a big enough leap forward to justify replacing the M4. The weapon itself was a neutral object, but its meaning was forged in the gap between its technical perfection and its institutional reality. The SCAR's most enduring issue is not failure, but an unfulfilled promise. A story revealed through budget records and user complaints. In 2010, after the rifle had already been issued to frontline units, USOCOM announced it was canceling its procurement of the 5.56mm Mark 16. The official reason was that it offered only a marginal improvement over the M4 for a much higher cost, and that the funds would be better used to purchase more of the highly demanded 7.62mm Mark 17s. The unofficial reasons were a subject of intense debate, with many citing bureaucratic inertia, a powerful pro-M4 lobby, and a military culture that was resistant to a not-invented-here foreign design. This decision was compounded by persistent ergonomic complaints from soldiers. The most common was the reciprocating charging handle. Unlike the M4's handle, which stays forward during firing, the SCAR's handle moves back and forth with the bolt. A soldier using a modern C-clamp grip could easily have his thumb smashed by the handle, forcing a change in muscle memory. The original stock was also a point of contention. Derided by some as the UGG boot, its slashing mechanism was known to be a point of failure, breaking under the hard use of combat. The controversy was one of numbers versus performance. Was a revolutionary leap in reliability worth 3 times the cost and a complete retraining of the force? SOCOM's answer for the Mark 16 was a resounding no. The SCAR became a weapon caught between two worlds. A technical masterpiece that was beloved by the soldiers who used it on combat, and a procurement nightmare that was too expensive and not different enough to justify its own existence. Despite its partial adoption by the US military, the SCAR platform has continued to evolve and expand. The 7.62mm Mark 17 became a mainstay in the special operations community, a testament to its power and reliability. This success led to the development of the Mark 20 Sniper Support Rifle, or SSR, a version of the SCAR H with a longer barrel and a precision stock, which was adopted by SOCOM as a semi-automatic sniper system. In the civilian market, the semi-automatic SCAR 16S and 17S became highly sought after premium firearms, status symbols known for their reliability and their connection to the special operations community. FN has continued to refine the platform, introducing variants such as the SCAR SC, a subcompact configuration with a shortened barrel intended for close protection and vehicle-borne roles. Over time, FN also introduced updates to the charging handle system, including non-reciprocating options on later and commercial variants, addressing one of the most common criticisms of the original design. But the SCAR's most profound legacy is its influence on the future of military rifles. The SOCOM program that created the SCAR normalized the idea of a modular, multi-caliber piston-operated rifle. It set the new standard for what a modern military rifle should be, and it helped normalize the modular, piston-operated rifle concepts that later appeared in programs like the Army's Next Generation Squad Weapon, which is also a multi-caliber, piston-operated system. The FN SCAR is no longer just a rifle. The FN SCAR became the blueprint for the future. The story of the FN SCAR is a lesson in the complex relationship between engineering perfection and institutional reality. A weapon designed to be the ultimate modular rifle became a special operations legend and a symbol of how difficult it is to replace a deeply entrenched system. To the elite soldier who carried it in combat, it was a supremely reliable tool, a weapon that worked when others would fail. To the institution that was asked to adopt it, it was a revolution that was too expensive, too complex, and not quite revolutionary enough. These two perspectives, that of the satisfied user and that of the hesitant buyer, are not in conflict. They are the same story of a weapon that was technically superior but not superior enough to overcome the inertia of the status quo. And that is the SCAR's unique power. Its ability to embody not a failure but the frustrating truth that in the world of military hardware, better does not always mean winner. Its story is a closed chapter of US military adoption, but its design is an open one that continues to influence the future of firearms. The FN SCAR remains what it has become, the greatest rifle that was never fully adopted.